Alright man, Shalom to the elect, the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Cha, Badash. Next is double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor and sincerity, and Shalom to the 1/3 men, women and children who believe in this word being taught unto them. Shabbat, I am Nawa Allah, back at you with another video entitled I Have Not Seen. You know, because hey man, we pretty much done with this existence, man. Esau ruling over us, all this wickedness coming out, you know, the sufferings and things of that nature, man. You know, we're done with it, man. You know, but the scriptures say, in your patience possess ye your souls, man. Because, you know, you've got some of our people who, they don't possess their souls, man. They sell their souls, you know, to get some crumbs of the pie, you know, which really, it turns out to be a bad deal. But, you know, they learn that too late, or they think the grass is green on the other side until, you know, they have to start doing certain things and give up their morals and things of that nature, you know. Hey man, but even King David said it, man, in Psalms the 84th chapter. He said, for a day in thy courts is better than 1,000 in the tents of wickedness, man. And you know, we're in the tents of wickedness right now. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Alright, so a day, just one day in the kingdom of heaven is better than 1,000 days here, man. That's what's up. You know, even look at Apostle Paul. You know, it was recorded that, you know, he basically, as the world would call it, they would coin it an out-of-body experience. Apostle Paul had an out-of-body experience, man, and he was in the spirit realm. You know, he was in the heavens for some time. You know, he didn't confirm how long it was. Okay, but he recorded that 14 years after the event took place in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And, you know, he said, he described it as, you know, well, he couldn't describe it. Okay, you know, he said it would have been unlawful for him to describe it, meaning that he couldn't find the words to describe the magnificence of you know, the spirit realm, man, the heavens. All right, which we're gonna have that implemented down here. All right, on earth as it is in heaven, in the Lord's Prayer. Okay. So that's what's up, man. And you know, we can sit here and imagine, and you know, you got certain brothers, they've got a really abstract mind, but it's like we still, hey man, we got a whole lot waiting for us, man. And you know, it's gonna be worth it in the end. All this, the sacrifices we've had to make, the suffering and things of that nature, you know, it's gonna be all worth it in the end, man. So let's start off here in the book of this is Matthew 19. Matthew 19:27, it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all. We've forsaken everything, man. Okay? And followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Alright? You know, we've always inquired. You know, what's in it for us? We sacrificed our lives, our children, our families, opportunities, career opportunities, money opportunities. What are we going to get out of it? You know, verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's on the table. But we gonna have to, you know, you know, I coined it earlier and I can't remember how I coined it, but we're basically gonna have to lose to gain, if that makes sense. We're gonna have to lose out on this side in order to gain permanent blessings, man. Because a lot of Jake sell out for temporary blessings, Esau's perks, Esau's goodies, but they gain temporarily, man. All right, we need to we're aiming for a permanent blessing, man, where no heathen is gonna be able to take it away from us. All right, here it is. You 20,000 years in the future. You know, you in your new body. You forever 21. Really, I say 30. That's just my personal take. I feel like, especially as Jake, man, 30 is the sweet spot, man. But you get my point. 20,000 years old. You young. You fit. You perfect. Everything. House in order. Family in order. Your whole setup. Your situation. Everything is in order, man. You pleasing the Heavenly Father. That's what it's gonna be like, man. The heathens are subject unto you. All right, that's what it's gonna be like. Hey, and by the 20,000th year, hey, Esau gonna be long gone, man. Esau gonna be gone. He gonna be gone for 19,000 years at that point, because Esau is only gonna be around for the first 1,000th year, and then he gonna be done away with, pursuant to Obadiah and the 18th verse, right? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So let's get 2 Corinthians 4. You know what? Actually, I'll read it in the KJV first, and then we can get the NLT on it. All right. For our light affliction, 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more and exceeding weight of glory. All right, a far more and exceeding weight of glory. Okay. While we look not at the things which are seen. Oh, thank you. Passionate driver. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And what's some of the things we don't see? The Israelites rightfully at the top, the Edomites at the bottom, our families in order, our women in order, the fatness of the earth, immortality, dwelling in a righteous body. These are the things we don't see. However, these are the things that are promised unto us for eternity, man. Let that sink in. And that's beautiful. After all this suffering, all this sacrifices we made, man, that's beautiful, man. That's a long time coming. Okay? So let's get excuse me. Let's get it in the NLT. 2 Corinthians 4:17. What was that? A minute. Let's see what's going on here. Right. 2 Corinthians 4:17 in the NLT says, for our present troubles are small and won't last very long. You see that? Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. That's what's up, man. That's what's promised unto the elect. Really, the whole nation of Israel. However, this begins with the elect. And we're praying and hoping and striving to be numbered amongst the elect, man, because of what's promised unto the elect. Okay, and remember, this is something that's going to be set in stone, because it's going to be for eternity, man. Alright, so let's hold verse 18. It says, so we don't look at the troubles we can see now, rather we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. Okay. Sorry, man, clear my throat. For the things we see now will be soon gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. There you have it, man. So we just gotta suffer patiently and know that this mundane existence is only temporary, man. All right, but the things which we don't see, right? That's what's gonna last forever, man. Okay, and I don't know why all this traffic is here. You know what, man? Let me come around this way. Alright, there is the end of the road to our suffering, man. That's what we have to understand. Alright? we ain't just gonna be down and out forever, man. You know? A false balance is an abomination to the Heavenly Father. Alright? It's the book of Romans 8 and verse 18, and it reads, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." And that's what it is, man. What we're going to receive far outweighs all the suffering, the trials, the tribulations, the L's that we had to take. You know? It's all going to make sense in the end. John 13:7 in the NLT, Yahushua says to his disciples, you know, you might not understand what I'm doing, but someday you will. And that's the attitude we got to have. We go through certain things and, you know, we just, fuck, this, you know, but, hey, we may not understand it now, but eventually the Lord going to give us the understanding, man. And you're going to be like, oh, so that's why I had to go through this and have to go through that, and things had to go that way. And although it wasn't the outcome I was looking for, I can now understand the reason why the Heavenly Father brought me through that situation. You know, things like that, man. Okay? Sirach 2:10, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy and long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction." And we're about to head into the most heaviest time of affliction ever. But guess what? The Lord is going to save his elect in that time of affliction, man. Okay? Read 2nd Esdras 2 and the 27th verse. It gets all into that, man. Alright, so we really don't have anything to worry about, man. You know, we've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. You know, that's the mindset that we need to carry, man. Okay? Because Esau's kingdom, we can see that the Heavenly Father, he's closing the curtains on Esau's kingdom, man. Esau really ain't got that long left. You know, Esau's on borrowed time right now. And it's all gonna come crashing down and burning, man. All praises be unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Rightfully so. Rightfully so, might I add. Alright? So let's read. This is Isaiah 64 and verse 4, and it reads, "For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O power, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waiteth for him." So we have got no idea just how great, or the magnitude of the blessing that we're going to receive, because we waited and suffered patiently, man. You know? We have no idea. But all we know is that when that time comes, it's going to be more than we could ever ask for. It's going to be more than our hearts could wish for, man. The scriptures say it is the Father's good will to give us the pleasure, man. And to give us the kingdom, you know. Because, you know, you got people, they can give you something, but they may give it to you reluctantly. You know, you might ask someone for money and, you know, they're going to chat a bit of shit. Oh, yeah, here's the money, man. But, you know, they're talking or whatever. They're reluctantly giving it to you, man. Like, oh, yeah, man, take it, man. The Lord he ain't on that type of energy, man. He wants to give us the kingdom. It's his good pleasure to give us the kingdom, man. And he knows us better than we know ourselves. So, look, man, he gonna know what to hit us up with, man. And we gonna be so grateful, man. We gonna be like a kid in the toy store You know, you go out with your father when you was a child, you sit in the toy store and he tells you to just pick what you want, man. You know, that's how it's going to be for the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect going forward, man. All right. So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to touch on in this video, man. I pray, Lord willing, it's been edifying. And until the next time I say shalom, stay up, stay strong, man.